Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Guess what? Finally got the car home. The car is home now, so now it's like just straight tear down. Straight tear down, get it out. Um, get the red one in, take the red one, take the motor out of the red one, put it back in here. Just trying to do it in less than a day, less than 2 days, up and running, out of here driving. But yeah, I'll do a time lapse of the car being torn down so you guys can see basically just what I go through. It'll be over a span of between tonight and tomorrow morning. I'm gonna just take everything from around the motor tonight. Take out the turbo, take out the manifold, take out the traction bars, take out the radiator, take everything from around the motor, and then I'll go ahead and drop the motor tomorrow morning because it's kind of late right now. I don't want to make no noise, no crazy noise. But alright guys, time lapse will be after this. Enjoy the time lapse, and then let me know what you want to see next. Alright. So here you see the intercooler has been removed. I already started some of the process before this time lapse. So intercooler has been removed. There goes the overflow bottle as well. And now we're here just taking out that's the boost lines. That's the vacuum lines off the car. So we're taking out the vacuum lines that's connected to the turbo, the waste gauge, the boost gauge, the manifold. We're just removing all those vacuum lines out of the car. Sometimes if you don't see me guys, I'm probably just getting tools or on the other side of the car where I'm not visible to do certain stuff. But don't worry, I'll explain what's going on as best as possible. Here we go. I'm looking for tools for to remove the throttle cable. So I believe it's a 12 millimeter, and you gotta unscrew the nut and then remove it from the throttle body. That's what I'm doing right there. Put it to the side. Also now I'm moving the turbo feed line. It's also 12 millimeter. Moving turbo feed line, putting it to the side. Getting more tools. I'll be back. Looking over, seeing what's going on, seeing what I need next. So next that's a ground cable, ground strap that I'm removing. Putting back the 10 bolt so I don't lose it. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull the return and feed from the fuel. So those are the fuel, return and feed lines. I'm putting a piece of cloth there so it catches the fuel so it doesn't fall all over the engine on the floor. Right now I'm here removing the track. That's me trying to move the traction bar. Car has a traction bar, so I gotta remove those 14 bolts. 3 14s on the front of the subframe that you got to remove, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, those are tricky bolts to get to. So there's 3, and just remember, there's the engine in the car, so the manifold in the way, and so I gotta take my time, use a ratchet wrench to get to some of those bolts. There I am on the other side, doing the same thing, taking out those 3 14 bolts from the traction bar. I'm still working on the traction bar. All right, now guys, I believe the traction bar has been dropped. So on to the next process, which would be, let's see what I do next. Removing the radiator brackets. All right guys, the radiator has been moved. We shifted to the side. Now we're just here taking off the intercooler piping. As you can see, taking off the intercooler piping from the turbo. Then we're just going to work our way around the engine bay, taking off things one at a time, make sure we don't break any bolts. Now I'm going to start taking off the turbo manifold That's the exhaust manifold bolts. Taking them off one at a time to remove that turbo. I'm removing everything together, removing the manifold, turbo, and wastegate all in one. All right, here we go, taking it off, getting stuck, wiggling out, that's it. Taking everything off together. Up pipes, turbo, manifold, everything we took off all together. Now we're gonna start focusing on the harness, taking out the harness from the interior of the car. We'll remove the battery. Gotta remove the battery first. Still pulling out hoses, still pulling off cables. I think those were the gauges, those were the wires for the gauges on the inside that I pulled from the firewall. So getting those out. Adjust the camera to the best of my ability at the time. Didn't have a tripod, so I was just having it sitting on top of a box. But yeah, now we're removing the battery. Battery's out. Moving the battery tray. Once the battery tray has been removed, then we can go ahead and go inside the car and plug the ECU out. You see that shortly, plug the ECU out, and then remove the harness from the inside of the car. Yeah, I'm showing you the bolt that they use. They use a Allen key bolt for one of the battery trays, and I had to hunt down and find that one specific Allen key to remove that. So here we are, pulling out the harness, going inside and plugging out the computer as well. See, the battery tray is out finally. Okay, now I'm removing the shifter cables from the gearbox. There goes the first one. Second one was giving me a hard time because I had on gloves and some oil got on top of it, so it was slippery. And I believe we're about to get lucky. Finally, there we go. Wait, yeah, there we go. It's out. So still removing the parts, just taking our time going around the engine, removing things one at a time until everything has been removed. Now we're taking off the fuel pressure regulator, removing that. All the lines of the fuel pressure have been removed. As you're gonna see me, I'm gonna tell you no. It's the eBay pressure regulator. We don't want to use that. So now here we go, removing the harness, removing the charge harness from the fuse box. Going inside the car shortly to plug the ECU out. There goes the charge harness. Throw it over the engine. Still looking over the car, see what needs to be removed before I go inside the car to plug the ECU out and take out whatever needs to be removed from inside the car. So here we go, I'm going inside the car now. Yeah, there you can see I took out the computer, took out the ECU. That's the Honda S3, K Pro. And now I'm here taking out the harness, trying to remove the engine harness, going back in the car to unplug a plug that I missed. Alright, here I go, taking out. So engine harness is removed. There we go. Taking off a wire that was connected for the boost controller. Engine harness removed, over, put it over the engine. Still here removing some parts. That's the oil pressure switch that I just removed. Oil pressure sending unit, sorry. Still looking for parts now. Back to the radiator, back to the front. Just basically going around the car and making sure I got everything before I decided to jack it up and remove the axles and drop the motor. Next video I have another angle, so it should be a better view. Sorry about this one. I didn't try my best at the time with limited resources. So there you go. There's a jack. I had to go get the jack. So yeah, now we're gonna jack it up. Start the process of removing the parts from underneath the car. Removing the back bracket bolts and axles, mounts. Right now I'm removing the traction bar completely from underneath the car. Messing with the radiator, trying to push the radiator to the side so I can get room to work. Alright, here we go guys, it's a continuation of the pulling the motor out. Here we go, getting some stuff. Right now I'm just here getting tools, getting some stuff. This one's a fast time lapse, so let's just run through it real quick. Here I am removing the wheels, removing the axles. Removing the axles on the driver's side of the car. Now I'm on the passenger side of the car doing the same thing, removing the passenger side axles as well. I'm going underneath the car, removing the back bracket bolts from the transmission. Here we go, jacking up the car, jacking down the car, the mounts, pulling the mounts out. Yeah, it's a really fast time lapse. So here we're gonna go pulling all those stuff to remove the radiator. I did a bunch of stuff. Traction bar is out, radiator is out. Now we're gonna work on the mounts. There we go, you can see we're taking off, just going around the engine, just pulling off everything we need to pull off before we lower the car and take it out. And jacking it up all the way. So there you go, the motor's on the ground, jacking it up. Now I'm gonna just pull it from underneath the car and just slide it to the side. Motor is out. So that entails pretty much the motor removal of the K20 in the four-door hatch. The four-door. It's just basically mounts, back bracket, computer wiring, fuel system, the turbo lines, all those parts you got to remove before the engine's out. It's just a quick tutorial, or a quick, no, sorry, another tutorial, just a narrative of what I've done. And here we are guys with the red car. Yeah, it has a single cam in there. Right now I'm just checking to see if there's any freon left in the lines. Pulling that out, pulling off that. The harness was already removed from the inside, so it was the intake taken off. Now I'm here removing that back bracket bolt. If some of you are famous with that back bracket has to come out. Jacking up the car, putting jack stands underneath the car for both sides. Here I am again, just taking off the wheels, doing a bunch of stuff, getting tools I need. I'm working on that passenger side, as you can see. Can't see me in the video, so I'm working. That's probably me pulling out the axles from the passenger side. Here we go again on the driver's side, same thing. Pulling out the axles on the driver's side. Right, now we're gonna jack up the car. Going underneath the car now to remove the exhaust from the headers. Also remove the shift linkage and drop those on the ground before we go ahead and lower the car and pull the motor. Yeah. Hey guys, so yeah, as you can the shift linkage, exhaust, everything has been dropped. So now we're gonna go ahead and start pulling the motor out, taking off the mounts, taking off the back brackets and all those stuff to get the motor out. So here I am messing with the back brackets out, jacking it up. Now we're gonna put the car flat on the ground. So no lift, no problem. Put the motor on the ground, drop it on the ground, and slide it out. Here we go, taking off the mounts, taking off the gearbox mount. There we go. Back brackets out. All the fuel lines are off. There we go, jacking it up. So what we do is jack the car up over the motor as high as we can go. There we go. Make sure there's nothing getting caught. Make sure everything's disconnected. Jacking the motor up as high as we can go. Now we're going to slide it out to the side. Slide, slide, slide. Slide, slide, slide. Put it to the side. Then we're going to jack back down the car. Put on the wheel, jack back down the car, and then we're done. Push the car outside. Here we go, here we go. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions on how we get this done or what needs to be done or what we do, just, hey, comment.